Ladies and gentlemen, esteemed guests, I'd like to welcome Mayor Marlin. Thank you for coming. City Administrator Carol Mitten, Councilmember Evans, Councilmember Bishop, thank you. Family, friends, officers, community members, thank you so much for coming today. I want to thank you for taking time out of your busy schedule to help us celebrate our officers and the citizens of Urbana on this day. Before we begin, however, I'd like to ask Chaplain Ashby to begin the ceremony with our opening invocation.
Would you bow your heads with me, please? Father, we want to thank you for this day, beautiful day you've given us. I want to thank you for this crowd of people that have come out to pay their respects to and to honor those that have served, not only police officers, but other community members that have served their community faithfully. I thank you for them, and I pray you'll bless this time, have your hand upon it and all that's done and said. And Father, we'll thank you in Jesus' name. Amen.
Thank you, Chaplain. Every police officer knows that we could not do our jobs effectively without the members of our community acting as our eyes and ears. We're fortunate to live in Urbana, a city where people genuinely do care for one another. But some of our community members go above and beyond the ordinary, and today we would like to recognize a few of them. Our first recipient of the afternoon is Vicki Millsap. Vicki was nominated to receive an award by Officer Sarah Links based on her actions during an incident on February 12th, 2023. On that date, Vicki, an employee at Busey Bank, observed an elderly customer enter and asked to make a large withdrawal. Vicki soon discovered that the customer had made another substantial withdrawal earlier in the day at another branch. Vicki spoke with the woman, and although she had concerns, the withdrawal eventually was requested was granted. Vicki, however, was still concerned, and she decided to call the woman to check on her. The woman did not answer her phone, so Vicki decided to use her lunch break to check on her at home. When Vicki arrived, she found that the woman was home and on the phone with an aggressive male who was demanding more money. The woman gave the phone to Vicki, and she informed the male that the police were being called. Officer Links arrived on scene, and in speaking with Vicki and the female, it was learned that the male had not only scammed her out of money earlier in the day, but she had also come to her house to collect it, and he had plans to return later in the evening to collect again. Ultimately, the woman returned the money that she'd withdrawn back to the bank, and she was given counseling on how to handle the situation should it happen again. Vicki, because of your relationships with your customers, your attention to detail, and the fact that you chose to go above and beyond customer service, you not only saved the woman a significant amount of money that day, but also possibly saved her from a home invasion, battery, or worse. Therefore, it is my honor for you to receive this certificate of appreciation on behalf of the Urbana Police Department. Vicki, would you please come forward and accept this award? Our next Citizen Award recipient is Penny McGinnis. Penny was nominated to receive an award by Officer Philip Berry based on her actions during an incident on June 14th, 2023. On this date, Penny called 911 to report suspicious activity at McDonald's in Urbana. Penny told the call taker that she observed 3 individuals sitting in a booth and overheard them talking about stealing people's identities. She observed multiple Social Security cards out on the table as well. When officers arrived, they found 3 individuals matching the description that she had given to dispatch. During the investigation and the subsequent search of the individuals, a total of 24.3 grams of methamphetamine and other drug paraphernalia were located, and all 3 subjects were arrested. Penny, you are receiving this award because of your attention to detail, quick action, and for going above and beyond your civic duty. Because of you, officers were able to take drugs and drug equipment off the street. Therefore, it is my honor for you to receive this certificate of appreciation on behalf of the Urbana Police Department. Would you please come forward? Our final Citizen Award recipient is Ashley Hunter. Ashley was nominated to receive an award by Officer Tony Maneely based on the relationship she's formed with the Urbana Police Department over the last several years. Since 2020, Ashley has served as the property manager for the Aspen Court Housing Complex. Ms. Hunter has been instrumental in assisting the Urbana Police Department in building trust with the tenants. She has worked to improve the overall safety of the residents with things such as surveillance camera systems and has ensured that she and her staff assist law enforcement in solving cases by bringing issues that otherwise might go unreported. Ashley has been involved in and or mentioned in at least 33 different cases in the last year, and she will often come in at odd hours on her day or nights off assisting in problems. Ashley's professionalism and care for her position reflect highly upon her and the citizens of Urbana. Ashley, you're receiving this award for your dedication, perseverance, and for going above and beyond the scope of your duties. Because of you, Aspen Court tenants can live in a more peaceful and safer environment. Therefore, it is my honor to present to you this certificate of appreciation on behalf of the Urbana Police Department. Will you please come forward and accept this award? Each day, the dedicated men and women of the Urbana Police Department perform exceptional feats for the citizens of our community. Regrettably, these actions often escape the recognition they truly deserve. Today, though, we turn the spotlight on the unsung heroes within our department, acknowledging those officers who have not just answered the call of duty, but also surpassed it in their unwavering commitment to serving and safeguarding Urbana. To present these officers' awards, I would like to introduce Dave Smizer, Patrol Division Lieutenant.
Hello. Thank you all for coming. We'll get right to the first one. The first award will be presented to Officer Chloe Folks. Officer Folks was nominated for an award by a peer and a supervisor recognizing her outstanding actions during a call for service on January 8th, 2023. On that day, while on patrol, Officer Folks responded to an armed robbery in progress at the Best Western Hotel in Urbana. Alongside Officer Banks, she relayed a description of the offender over the radio, aiding fellow officers in locating crucial evidence and ultimately leading to an arrest. Her ability to quickly disseminate information in real time and conduct a thorough on-scene investigation was commendable. Officer Folks' follow-up investigation proved equally vital. Her detailed analysis of surveillance footage and the alleged victim's behavior played a pivotal role in securing a confession from the offender. Her diligence not only ensured the safety of Best Western employees, but also led to the identification and arrest of a second offender. Officer Folks, your meticulous approach to the investigation not only resulted in the swift resolution of the case, but also contributed to the apprehension of an additional offender. Your commitment to the Urbana Police Department is truly commendable. It's my honor to present you with this Certificate of Merit. Our next award recipients are Detective Richard Coleman, Officer Gavin Ogburn, and Officer Philip Berry. These gentlemen were nominated to receive an award by a supervisor based on their actions on November 7th, 2023. On this date, Officer Berry and Officer Ogburn, riding as a two-officer unit, were dispatched to a house in an Urbana neighborhood for a missing person. It was advised that the reporting individual was calling about her 80-year-old mother who had gone missing. The woman went out for the day before to run errands and hadn't returned. Officer Berry called the University of Illinois Police Department to check their flock license plate readers to see if the missing woman's vehicle had been seen. They found that the vehicle had recently been seen traveling eastbound on Bradley Avenue in Champaign. Detective Coleman, who was working overtime on patrol, checked that area and quickly located her vehicle at a gas station near the area where the license plate readers last detected her vehicle. Detective Coleman entered the gas station and located the missing woman, who was a little confused but otherwise doing well. Detective Coleman stayed with the woman until Officer Berry and Officer Ogburn, who had gone to pick up the woman's husband, arrived at the gas station. After reuniting, the husband drove the missing woman back home. This was an incredible team effort that ended with a missing woman being located and returned home safely. Detective Coleman, Officer Ogburn, and Officer Berry, your actions in this case, along with your professional conduct and compassion, are only part of why you are receiving this award. Your willingness to go above and beyond to ensure the safety and well-being of the citizens of Urbana is commendable. It's my honor to present to you this certificate of merit. All right. I would just like to recognize Councilman Quisenberry, who's also arrived for the awards ceremony. Oh. Councilwoman Hersey, thank you for showing up as well. Here we are. Okay, on to the next one. Our next award recipients are Officer Phil Berry, Officer Corey Panko, Officer Ray Rich, and Officer Aiden Maurer. These officers were nominated to receive an award by a supervisor for their actions during an incident on September 4th, 2023. While working in patrol during minimal staffing level, officers responded to the 2000 block of Phila Road for approximately 10 shots being fired. A single victim was located and treated for a gunshot wound to his abdomen. From the initial response to the continued investigation, these officers maintained a professional demeanor, treating the victim efficiently and compassionately while the crowd that had gathered around them turned hostile. The officers then worked tirelessly throughout the night to locate several crime scenes, spoke with several witnesses, gathered critical physical evidence, and identified all of the involved shooters. The incident is an example of the teamwork, dedication to duty, steadfast professionalism, and investigative skills that Officer Berry, Officer Panko, Officer Rich, and Officer Maurer display regularly. It is my honor to present to you this commendation award. Let it go ahead or a wait? Our next award recipients are Officer Phil Berry and Officer Ray Rich. Officer Berry and Officer Rich were nominated to receive an award by a supervisor based on their actions during an incident on September 11th, 2023. This date, Officer Berry and Officer Rich were dispatched to the 4th floor of the Carl parking deck for a suicidal subject. The victim was located sitting on the exterior wall and was actively suicidal. The victim showed officers her wrist where she had been cutting herself with a serrated blade, and the blade was still next to her. While speaking with the subject, she shifted her weight and went from sitting on the wall to straddling the wall. She then began to look downward over the edge when Officer Berry and Officer Rich quickly took action to grab onto her. The officers were able to pull the woman down from the wall before she could jump, preventing what could have easily been a tragic situation. The officers continued to use de-escalation skills to safely escort the victim into the hospital for mental health treatment. Officer Berry and Officer Rich, your actions in this case are worthy of praise and this award. It's my honor to present to you this certificate of merit. Well, I'll be turning over the podium now to my colleague, Lieutenant Mike Cervantes, so pick up from here.
Well, Officer Rich and Officer Berry, if you didn't get your leg workouts in recently, you have them now from all this standing and sitting, so congrats. If it wasn't enough, Officer Rich, our next award recipient is Officer Raymond Rich. Officer Rich was nominated to receive an award by a supervisor for his hard work and performance in an incident on July 18th, 2023. On this date, police were notified by concerned citizens of a juvenile seen live streaming himself while holding a gun in a city park. The juvenile was known to be associated with people involved in gun violence. Officer Rich worked with the juvenile's family and friends to develop information on his whereabouts. Due to Officer Rich's diligent work, the juvenile was quickly located. Officer Rich, along with the juvenile's concerned parents, obtained valuable information and insight into ongoing gun crimes in the community. His hard work more than likely prevented future gun violence that could have stemmed from this incident. Ultimately, an arrest was made and valuable intel was gained on this case. Officer Rich, your patience and perseverance in this case are worthy of praise and this award. I thank and congratulate you for your hard work on this case. It is my honor to present you the Certificate of Merit. Our next recipients are Officer Raymond Rich and Officer Aiden Maurer. Officer Rich and Officer Maurer were nominated to receive an award by a peer for their actions in an incident on August 10th, 2023. On this date, Officer Rich and Officer Maurer responded to a call of an individual experiencing a suicidal crisis. Officer Rich and Officer Maurer de-escalated a highly sensitive situation by establishing a sense of trust and rapport with the individual. Their calm demeanor and empathetic communication undoubtedly played a crucial role in preventing a potential tragedy. Officer Rich and Officer Maurer went above and beyond to ensure the safety of the individual while treating them with the utmost respect and dignity. The officers' actions serve as a shining example of the positive impact law enforcement officers can have on the community, particularly in moments of vulnerability and crisis. Officer Rich and Officer Maurer, your actions in this case are worthy of praise and this award. I thank and congratulate you for your professionalism and compassion in this case. It is my honor to award you with the Certificate of Merit. right. Our next award recipient is I'm joking. It's Detective Adam Marcotte. Detective Marcotte was nominated to receive an award by a supervisor based on his actions on November 12, 2023. On this date, Detective Marcotte responded to the area of St. Patrick's Church in regards to an armed robbery that had just occurred. The offender was armed with a firearm, and after speaking with the victim and receiving a description of the offender, Detective Marcotte's insight and experience compelled him to park off the railroad tracks near Goodwin Avenue and Park Street, as he knew this was a common flight path. After a short time, Detective Marcotte observed the person that fit the description of the offender. When he asked the offender to comply with his commands, the person continued to walk and would not take his hands out of his pockets. When he did eventually comply, Detective Marcotte observed a heavy object that shifted in the man's pockets, which Detective Marcotte believed to be a firearm. The man was eventually arrested, and the firearm and the victim's wallet were located in his possession. Detective Marcotte, due to your vast knowledge of our city, quick actions, and determination to find this individual, I commend you. Not only did you get the firearm off the street, but the victim was able to get their property back. This is a case that had the potential to go a very different way, but it did not, because of you. It is my honor to present you with this commendation award. Our next award recipient is Detective Sergeant David Resch. Detective Sergeant Resch was nominated to receive an award by a supervisor for his unwavering commitment and investigative skills during an incident on August 30th, 2023. Detective Sergeant Resch was assigned as the lead detective for a child abuse case in Urbana. Two young juveniles had endured horrific physical abuse in an event that has been described as the worst this police department has ever witnessed. Detective Sergeant Resch used his compassion and empathy to ensure a successful forensic interview was conducted. His efforts of meticulously photographing the victim's injuries and authoring a timely search warrant produced the recovery of key evidence. Detective Sergeant Resch's relentless pursuit of justice resulted in the successful prosecution of the offender, who in May of 2023 was sentenced to 20 years in prison. Both of the juveniles were placed with loving families, providing them with the ability to thrive. Detective Sergeant Resch, you are being given this award because of your dedication to duty, your tireless devotion, and your staunchness to protecting those citizens who are unable to protect themselves. Your never-wavering dedication to this department and the Detective Bureau in this case are worthy of praise, and this award. It is my honor to present you with this commendation award. Our next award recipient is Detective Kenneth Sprague. Detective Sprague was nominated to receive an award by a supervisor for his unmatched detective skills in an incident that occurred on August 30th, 2023. Detective Sprague was assigned as the lead detective for a burglary that took place at a business in Urbana where over 20 firearms and nearly $100,000 of stolen items were located. Detective Sprague worked tirelessly to gather intelligence, including the names of several of the offenders, as well as the address where many of the stolen items were supposed to be stored. He then authored a search warrant to be executed by the Metro SWAT team. Detective Sprague, you are being given this award because of your dedication to duty, your tireless devotion, and your meticulous detective work in authoring the search warrant that was one of the biggest operations in the Metro SWAT team's history. Your never-wavering dedication to this department and the Detective Bureau in this case are worthy of praise in this award. It is my honor to present you this commendation award. Our next recipient is Officer Joshua Jeffers. Officer Jeffers was nominated to receive this award by supervisors for his actions during an incident on August 10th, 2022. On this date, Officer Jeffers responded to a reported stabbing at an apartment complex in North Urbana. Officer Jeffers was the first on the scene, and he located a woman near the entrance of the parking lot bleeding heavily from her arm. The other officers arriving on the scene continued past Officer Jeffers to check the area for other parties involved. Officer Jeffers attended to the woman's wounds while simultaneously gathering crucial information and promptly relaying it to his fellow officers. Officer Jeffers determined that this woman's injury was severe enough that life-saving measures would need to be taken. Officer Jeffers utilized his previous training to apply a tourniquet to her arm, successfully stopping the bleeding. Once at the hospital, it was learned that the woman had lost approximately 4 to 6 pints of her blood. The doctors who treated her advised that had a tourniquet not been applied, she would have continued to bleed for just 30 seconds longer. She likely would have died from her injuries. Officer Jeffers, you are being presented with this award in recognition of your exceptional bravery and quick thinking, which directly contributed to saving this person's life. Your unwavering commitment to public safety showcases your outstanding service to the citizens of this community and exemplifies the highest standards of professionalism and excellence in law enforcement. It is my honor to present you this life-saving award. Now I'd like to turn the podium back over to Lieutenant Mikulik for the rest of the awards.
Hello again. Every year, our employees nominate someone for our Civilian of the Year award. At the Urbana Police Department, we take pride in acknowledging the exceptional efforts of our civilian employees who consistently demonstrate unwavering commitment, diligence, and a passion for service. The Civilian of the Year award stands as a testament to the crucial role played by these individuals in our department's success. Throughout the year, behind-the-scenes heroes have worked diligently to ensure the seamless functioning of our operations, supporting our officers and contributing to the safety and well-being of the city of Urbana. Today, we highlight one such outstanding individual whose dedication has set them apart. I am pleased to announce Dr. LaShonda Cunningham as the 2022 Civilian Employee of the Year. Might I mention author as well now, not just doctor. LaShonda's exhibited the utmost dedication to bettering the entirety of the Urbana Police Department, and she goes above and beyond her job description every single day. Although LaShonda has only recently become part of the UPD family, she's already left a lasting impression on all of the city staff, not just the police department. LaShonda's positive attitude, great sense of humor, and infectious smile are just a few of the characteristics that make the workplace an enjoyable atmosphere to work in and visit for those who don't work directly with her. Since being employed as the services supervisor, LaShonda has worked endlessly to make the services division well organized and efficient. One instance where LaShonda went above and beyond her duties was on a routine Monday. As LaShonda was preparing to go home for the day, which is maybe 9 o'clock, 8 o'clock, something like that, officers took protective custody of 3 juvenile children that were in an abusive situation. LaShonda took it upon herself to stay until 11 o'clock that day to help with the care and entertainment of the children. LaShonda routinely stays late to make sure her assigned duties are taken care of and also stays late in assisting in matters beyond her job description, and this speaks to the dedication that she has not only to the police department but to the community members as well. LaShonda's office is known as a revolving door. There's always an employee visiting her, whether it's work or personal related. She's willing to take time out of her busy day to be a shoulder to lean on for many, and that doesn't go unnoticed. Since LaShonda has been employed at UPD, she has put together countless potlucks, birthday parties, baby showers. LaShonda also coordinated with Meyer to make sure all shifts had a hot meal for the holidays. Not only did Meyer provide food, but LaShonda also cooked a lot of food for herself for our employees. When LaShonda is not at work, she is a huge part of the community. She has been seen hosting and volunteering at multiple events throughout the year to promote the community of Urbana and the Urbana Police Department. And let me tell you, these examples don't even scratch the surface of how lucky we are to have LaShonda as a part of our team and family here at UPD. She is the epitome of selflessness, dedication, and hard work. And she's also a friend to many here. I'm happy to announce the awards committee has selected Dr. LaShonda Cunningham as the recipient of the 2022 Civilian Employee of the Year. LaShonda's presence makes the workplace a better place, and I am confident that she will continue to achieve great things in her time here at UPD. And if you'd like to be seated, we have a video to play.
Hi. Hey guys. For those of you that don't know me, my name is Dr. LaShonda Cunningham. I am the services supervisor here at the Urbana Police Department. I just want to take this time to say thank you. Hearing and learning that I received this award has been amazing. Actually, I was very shocked, but I'm very grateful and humbled. And thank you to my nominators. I don't know who you are, but thank you. I am very, very appreciative and very grateful. This is what I do. I just love helping other people and serving the department, serving the community, making a difference in the lives of other people. It's not about me. It's about what we can do to help others. So again, thank you. And I'm going to get whoever did this. Thanks, guys.
Our last award of the afternoon is the John E. Lockard Police Officer of the Year Award. This award was named after former officer, sergeant, civilian employee John Lockard, who honorably served over 44 years at the Urbana Police Department. And if I could take a moment to recognize Mr. Lockard is in the audience with us now. Thank you. This award is given to an officer who has distinguished themselves from their peers by consistently performing their duty in a professional manner and whose conduct reflects favorably on themselves, the department, and the city of Urbana. Therefore, it is with great pleasure that I present, if you hadn't guessed, Officer Philip Berry with the 2022 John E. Lockard Police Officer of the Year Award. Officer Berry's 5-year tenure at Urbana, coupled with his prior service in the United States Navy, underscores his commitment to public service. His positive demeanor and unwavering professionalism have earned him the respect and admiration of colleagues and supervisors alike. In particular, Officer Berry's recent proactivity in crime prevention has been nothing short of outstanding. His work has resulted in the seizure of 23 illegally possessed firearms. Quantifying the impact of crime prevention is a complex task. However, there is no doubt that Officer Berry's initiatives have made the citizens of Urbana safer. Officer Berry's leadership by example is commendable. He consistently upholds the highest standards of integrity and professionalism, serving as a role model for his peers. His colleagues often turn to him for guidance and inspiration during challenging situations. Officer Berry embodies the qualities of a true leader, one who fosters a culture of excellence and accountability. and I am honored to present Officer Philip Berry with the 2022 Johnny Lockard Police Officer of the Year Award. If you would, we also have some words from Officer Berry.
Hello, everyone. Many of you know me, but for those of you who don't, my name is Officer Phil Berry, and I've been a police officer with the City of Urbana for the past 5 years. I am honored and very grateful to have been selected as the Officer of the Year for the Urbana Police Department. This award truly means everything to me. As many of you know, I love being a police officer, and I greatly enjoy proactive police work. I put my heart and my soul into this job and all of my investigations. I especially enjoy proactive investigations related to the recovery of illegal firearms and narcotics. During my time here at the Urbana Police Department, I've recovered 23 illegal firearms and countless amounts of methamphetamine, cocaine, heroin, and other narcotics. Every illegal firearm and illicit narcotic I've seized not only represents a victory for law enforcement, but it also represents a victory for the countless victims who have been directly or inadvertently affected by these types of crimes. But I did not achieve these massive victories and accomplishments by myself. I would like to thank my team, which consists of Officer Panko, Officer Fink, Officer Maurer, Officer Wade, and especially Officer Rich, for always supporting my proactive approach to policing and for helping me conduct countless hours of investigations related to these gun and drug crimes. These officers and I have conducted hundreds of investigations together, and they are some of the best officers I've ever met. I would also like to thank Deputy Chief Bain, Lieutenant Cervantes, Lieutenant Coker, Sergeant Ingram, Detective Sprague, Detective Kerner, and Officer Dedecker. You guys have mentored me, supported me, and taught me everything I know about proactive policing. Without you guys, it's safe to say that none of these accomplishments would have even been possible. I would also like to thank my wife Haley and our 2 children, Emmy and Ivy. I've spent countless hours away from our home conducting these investigations, and they have always been supportive and encouraged my passion for policing. In closing, I want to say thank you again to everyone for your support and for choosing me as the Officer of the Year. I'm truly grateful. I would also like to say thank you to the citizens of Urbana for giving me the privilege of protecting them and this city. Thank you all.
I would now like to introduce Chief Larry Boone for our closing remarks. Chief.
All right. You feel that? You feel that? That's synergy, folks. You know, when I came here 6 months ago, I saw a staff that didn't necessarily feel appreciated at all times. And having been here 6 months, I understand. But we're going to fix that. That feeling you feel right now is called momentum. We have some dynamite women and men that wear this uniform. So, one last time, would you stand up and applaud them for their efforts? I want to thank you all for showing up. I want to thank the mayor and city manager for their leadership, city council for being here. I want you to go out into your neighborhoods and discuss what you saw today. I don't want you to spin it. I want you to tell it like it is. Some of you, you know who you are, have a tendency to get on social media and twist a little bit. But this momentum is going to keep going. We are going to be UPD. They will not walk around looking towards the ground. They're going to stand perpendicular to the floor like they are right now, shoulders back, head up. I can tell you about a video that I saw I've never seen in 33 years of law enforcement. The officer challenged a man that he knew was armed. I saw it, saw the video. Could have shot him legally, but he didn't. Go tell that. That's Adam Marcotte. Could have shot that man legally. The best felony stop I had ever witnessed in my 33-year career. But it doesn't stop with just him. I see videos, I receive correspondence daily about the actions of the sworn and professional staff that you don't necessarily see. I say all that to say we should be proud of the women and men that represent UPD. Three of our executive members could not be here today. They also should be acknowledged in shaping these folks because they were here long before me. All right, folks, we have some light refreshments over there. Once again, I want to thank you all for showing up. This won't be the last one. Momentum is rolling. You cannot stop it. Thank you.